Welcome to the Wire to Wire podcast. As always, it's me, your host Yusuf. Now, without further ado, let's just get right to it. Man, this is crazy. To say that the Lakers season has become tumultuous would be an understatement. They are having a tough go at it right now. Why do I say that? Recently, JJ Redick made some comments, and based on what he said and his appearance when making these comments, he almost looks defeated and deflated. So I'm going to play you guys a clip of what he had to say, and then I'll come back to discuss.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I do a lot of joysticking over there on the sideline. Yesterday I said, hey, let's run away toss and bring it up the left side. I want so-and-so in it. It was after a dead ball. It wasn't like I'm calling on the fly. And we bring it up that side, and the person I wanted in the away toss isn't over there. It's just like, that's happening so consistently right now. I chalk it up to the holidays.
Too much holiday food, striking the brain.
Eggnog.
Eggnog. I don't know. Does it matter just forgetting plays, or guys not knowing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't a guy that forgot plays.
All right, so you guys heard his comments there. Now, what do I make of this? This is not good. This is not good at all. If you don't know what's happening, then who does? He's always positioned himself as this basketball savant who has a high level understanding of the game. So for him to be on the sidelines watching this team, seeing their struggles, and to say he doesn't know would mean that he's either clueless or he's being disingenuous on what the problem is. Now, I've been saying from before the season even started that the Lakers needed to make LeBron come off the bench now that they have Luka Doncic, because their game and their skill set is very redundant. It doesn't fit well together. Luka Doncic needs guys who can play off the ball, that can create their own offense and get into position of scoring the basketball. Also, too, he needs guys who can play defense to kind of pick up the slack for what he lacks defensively. What he had in Dallas, when you look back at the 2024 NBA Finals, that was the perfect situation for him. The Dallas Mavericks built that team to a T based on his skill set. He was playing alongside of Kyrie Irving, who knows how to play off of the ball as well as create his own offense. Now, yes, granted, he has his limitations when it comes to playing defense, but there were so many other pieces on that team that were good defensively that they were able to compensate for whatever deficiencies in defensive ability that Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic lacked. But this Laker team doesn't have that. This Lakers team is not really constructed that way. Their core players all are deficient when it comes to defense. LeBron James should be coming off of the bench. When you look at the way the season started, they were on a roll playing with Austin Reeves as well as Luka Doncic. The team looked cohesive. They were gelling. They were winning. And now when you look how LeBron returned since he's been back from injury, it has not been the case. It's been tumultuous. And that is because he has stagnated their offense. I think it's more so him being disingenuous about it. He knows the problem. The problem is LeBron. I can see it. Others can see it. We all can see what the problem is. The only people who don't see it are people who are fans of LeBron. But for those people who are objective basketball watchers, we understand he is the problem. But this idea now that they're trying to frame it like, oh, Luka Doncic is a problem and it's his fault because he doesn't play defense. We've never known Luka Doncic to be a shutdown defender. He was never known for his defensive prowess. So for people in the media to act incredulous about Luka Doncic's deficiencies when it comes to the defensive end, it's really disingenuous. We've always known that he wasn't a defender. And that's his game. But there is so much that he gives offensively to a team that can overcompensate for the fact that he's not that good of a defender. And I'm going to be honest, this is just my opinion, but what I believe on the outside looking in is I believe that JJ Redick is having a wake-up call moment. What I mean by that is when he was doing that Mind the Game or Game the Mind podcast with LeBron, he probably genuinely thought that he was sitting across from a guy who's also a basketball savant and a basketball purist when it comes to knowledge and intelligence in regards to the game. So he probably thought that, wow, this guy knows so much about the game that when he finally coached him, it's like, wow, I'm coaching someone who's my equal or probably even my superior when it comes to basketball knowledge. But all he's observed is that LeBron is a one-track minded player. He only knows how to play the LeBron system. He's not effective at playing off the ball. He's not really good at when it comes to playing in sets and running complex offenses. He doesn't know how to play within a construct of an offense or a team. He only knows how to dominate the ball and get these empty calorie stats. And I think JJ Redick, as much as it might seem like I'm giving him a lot of credit here, I really genuinely believe that in his mind, he had these intricate offenses that he wanted to run, that he thought LeBron would be able to be a part of and execute. And he's learning the hard way that he does not know how to execute these things because he's never played basketball in a structured way. He's never played in a structured offense. The closest he's came to it was his Miami years. But even then, they just did a slightly more sophisticated variation of the LeBron system. But the reason why that was able to work is because they had stacked teams. And also, too, they had a guy like Dwayne Wade who learned how to play off the ball, right? He already had some familiarity with it, having played in college, but he expanded on his off-ball game. He had a guy like Chris Bosh who, no matter what anyone tells you, Chris Bosh was an all-star averaging 25 and 10 when he was with the Raptors. So they had a big three and they had a stacked team. But if you look at LeBron's career, he's only known how to run the LeBron system. And JJ Redick, I believe, is having a rough wake-up call that this guy is not who I thought he was. So I believe there's that going on. And just on a side note, why does he look so stressed? But that's just a side note. Back to the main point. To me, JJ Redick looks like he's somewhat resigning to the unfortunate reality. He can't really do with this team what he wants to do because there is that cloud hanging over the team that's preventing them from getting there. And I also, too, think an element is that he cannot stay out of his own way. He has this friendship with LeBron. So he's scared to tell LeBron, listen, you're going to start coming off the bench. He needs to have that conversation with him. Now, I don't know if his apprehension is his friendship with LeBron, which I suspect it is, or if he's worried from the blowback that he's going to get from the front office if he was to approach LeBron and tell him we need you to come off the bench. But I believe that the front office is done with LeBron and they are ready to move on from him. So I think JJ Redick just needs to have the courage to tell LeBron, we need you to come off the bench. Now, right now, because Austin Reeves is injured, maybe he could delay that conversation. But once Austin Reeves come back, it only needs to be one of two conversations that's going to happen. Either you're going to tell him he needs to come off the bench and it's a non-negotiable, or number two, waive your no trade clause and let's work out a trade and get you out of Los Angeles. But as long as he continues to remain on that team and they continue to do the things that they're doing, this tumultuous season is only going to get worse. Now, they started off as a top 2 seed in the Western Conference. I can easily see them becoming a play-in team, having to compete for a playoff spot. It's going to get that ugly if things remain the way that they are. Because right now, it's not looking good. JJ Redick, he looks completely defeated. He looks deflated. Luka Doncic doesn't look like he's having fun the way it was at the start of the season. Austin Reeves is battling this injury. And when he comes back and things remain as they are right now, he's going to have a hard time getting into his groove and finding his rhythm again. And LeBron James is always pouting and sulking, and he doesn't look like he's enjoying this experience very much. So at this point, we're just having a chaotic situation. And to make matters worse, LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, is making a fool of himself on that podcast that he's doing with Max Kellerman. And he's also making some remarks that are not exactly flattering or encouraging about the team as well as the roster. So there is a lot of internal turmoil as well as external stimuli that is affecting the chemistry of this team. So they need to put things in order. They need to, for once and for all, stand up to LeBron and let him know, listen, we need you to come off the bench. If you don't like it, waive your no trade clause and we will find a situation for you where you can play for another organization. But if things continue the way that they are, this is going to get really ugly really fast. And we're seeing it already. In that clip that I played earlier of JJ Redick, the guy looks miserable. So there is something seriously going on internally within this team that needs to be resolved. Or else, I hate to tell you Laker fans, but it's going to get real ugly. But that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast and share with your people. You guys can also follow me and the podcast on social media. All of the links will be in the description and pinned in the comments. You guys can also check out my books. All of the links will be in the description and pinned in the comments. Until next time.